Okay, we left off on part one right here. We're back another day because the sunlight on part one, we were here about 6:30 and there was a lot of glare. And we're kind of new to this and we're learning as we go. So anyway, we are going to go south on Village Parkway. We're going to go down a little bit. A lot of new housing developments in this area. Tradition is, I believe, one of the fastest growing areas, definitely in the state, maybe the whole country, seeing how a lot of people are coming to Florida now. So let's have a look. As you can see, there's a lot of condos and apartments here, and these have been here for a while. Looks like these are built out, and well, I see a dumpster there, so looks like maybe, no, we got the fence up. Well, this doesn't look right. I'm not sure what the status of this particular development is.
There's cars in there.
Yeah, looks like it's complete, but, well, I see a few cars, few residences. Okay. Then on the left here, we got some shops, and looks like a new hotel coming in. And to the right here is another retail. Okay, so there's going to be more shopping, and there's a lot of people coming into this area. But one thing, it looks like it's planned on being pretty much self-contained, where you really don't have to leave the area for shopping and things that you need. This is Telaro. Much about it. It's kind of a modern looking place, and I'm not sure what the architecture is there. And we got that little electric jitney there. That's innovative. And to the left here, I believe this is platted for commercial. Yeah, I see a sign there for warehouse industrial. So the way this seems to be laid out to me is this pretty much going to be self-sustaining. A lot of space here yet. What do we have here? Stars and Stripes Park. Okay, that's good. I think that'll be a green area, we hope. We hope that they preserve some of the natural beauty of this area. And there's some houses to the right. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera or not. A little man-made irrigation lake. And I think I'm going to get turned around here. Go up and look at this development, and we'll take a ride. This ends up on Becker Road, which we'll do at another time. Webb at Tradition. Looks like another large area here that is going to have housing development. North on the Village Parkway. We'll go up here and take a look to the west a little bit. There's a lot of new homes going in that area too. So this seems to be the preferred area for people moving into the Port St. Lucie area. I can kind of see why. This is more master planned. Port St. Lucie originally was platted by a company called General Development, and they never really designated a downtown area. And the way that it was platted, most of the lots are a quarter acre, and it's fine. I mean, there's a lot of reasonably housed pricing in this area because of that, but Tradition just seems to be a little better planned. have the town square. And you see to the right there is some huge warehouses. I believe FedEx is in there, and Cheney Brothers, I believe Amazon. I don't know if they're in this particular area, but they're going to come to this area. And it's pretty much going to be an area where people can live, work, play, and really not have to go too far. Alright, so here we've got this apartment complex. More retail coming on the corner here, which will be convenient for these people. That's a big plat of land too. To the right is True by Hilton, I believe it is. I think they're kind of an up-and-coming hotel chain. Part of my work is I do engineering consulting, and I've actually done some work on some of those hotels in different parts of the country. Not this particular one, but I did a few in Georgia, Alabama. So might be interesting to learn about them, but it looks like it's a Hilton brand. So alright, we are turning onto Discovery Way, which just kind of runs parallel to Tradition Parkway, or otherwise known as Gatlin Boulevard when you're east of 95. And it looks like this project seems to be pretty well built out or along the way. We've got this area called Riverland. That's a pretty impressive facade on the front. Don't know a whole lot about. Yeah, this just seems to be well thought out, well planned. So we're going to go down here a little bit.
This used to be swampland out here, right?
Not really swampland. It used to be cow pasture.
Oh.
Yeah. Some of it's low-lying. You know, when you had the heavy rains, you would have standing water out here for a while. But yeah, for the most part, this is farmland. You know, for raising cattle, and I haven't looked it up recently, but the last time I did, this might surprise some people, but Florida is actually number 2 in the nation for cattle production, with Texas being number 1. And when you see the amount of rain and the subtropical weather, kind of makes sense. Well, this is quite a big area out here, all new. A lot of housing developments. I have a suspicion, by judging by the sidewalk this far off the road on the right side, that in the not too distant future this will become a 4-lane road.
Like they did in Wellington.
Yeah, Wellington very well could be a model for this. But we're going quite a distance here, and you can see, we can see, maybe not on the camera there, but there are homes. Looks like occupied homes to the left of us here. And to the right. And we're just going to see where we go. We've never been in this area on this road. And to the right, that gives you a pretty good idea of what the natural state of this particular parcel was before it was developed. Classic Florida. You got the southern pines, slash pines, palmetto trees, underlying brush, and then there are low-lying areas that you know, could be considered wetlands, at least part of the year, anyway. Well, it looks like we're about at the proverbial end of the road, the end of the line. So this is a pretty significant area here, and as you can see,
I'm sure it'll continue.
Yeah. Another 5 years, I think this place is going to look completely different. But this is kind of nice here. I'm not familiar with this particular development. Again, it seems to be pretty well planned out. I do like the landscaping. It seems to be uniform here, so I'm going to say that I would think Tradition has a architectural committee or board, if you will. And there are certain standards that have to be met because, like the berms on the right and the landscaping, it all seems to be uniform, which is nice. And these small trees here, I believe those are little oak trees, and this will be a very nice parkway once those trees mature in a few years. Unfortunately, I think the ones on the left they may be living on borrowed time. I just got to believe that this will be a 4-lane road within a few years. And for those that are not sure, or not Floridians, anytime you see a place spelled C-A-Y, most people call it K, but that's more of a Bahamian names, and if you ask a Bahamian, they're going to say Key, not K. So there's your linguistic lesson of the day. And Susie is shaking her head at me because she disagrees.
No, because I was waiting for it.
There you go. So there you go. If you're from out of town and you're viewing this and you come down here and you see C-A-Y, you pronounce it Key. You'll fit right in. Except to other people from up north that maybe don't know that. But then you can fill them in. That's something Susie had to learn because she's from Wisconsin. I grew up in Florida. So that's just something that one of the local flavors, if you will. Okay, so that's a pretty big development there.
I like the way they did that. Riverland.
Yeah. Yeah, to the right here, obviously, is going to be more retail, which I kind of like this as Tradition does have a large shopping area, which we're going to cover. But I kind of like this concept here because it reduces travel time. And part of the way that you can control vehicular congestion is to reduce the distance you got to drive. Pretty simple concept. So for people that are going to live in the area that we just toured, it's a 5-minute ride, really. And you don't have to get on 95. You don't have, everything you have is going to be right here.
That says by Hilton.
What?
I think that says by Hilton under the sign.
Yeah, I think it does. I'm pretty sure that True is a Hilton brand. And this one on the right, I'm not really sure. You know, a lot of these hotels start to look the same, you know. And I'm not really sure. Those, judging by the windows and the spacing of them, it looks like those are larger rooms. That may be suites. Just guessing. But it kind of looks like that's what it might be. And then to the left here, we've got, looks like a bank, dentistry, Get a few things here. We'll see in a minute.
Looks like they don't have much of a view though from the windows of the hotel.
Yeah. Well, not on this side.
No.
Okay. This is Innovation Square, and as you can see, I think most people that live in Tradition are not going to have to drive more than 5 or 10 minutes to pretty much get to anything that they need. And there's FIU, Florida International University. Kind of surprised to see that. Their main campus is downtown Miami, and I'm not real familiar with them, but that's the first of them that I've seen outside of Dade County. So these people are pretty smart, you know, as far as placing their facilities. So I'm sure they did the demographics on it, and this area does seem to appeal to younger people. And judging by the apartments, it looks like maybe there's going to be a good segment of affordable housing for students. And we'll see. Okay, well, that's going to conclude our second part. We pretty much have stayed south of Tradition Parkway, or otherwise known as Gatlin Boulevard. There's a lot more to see on the north. Tradition was named because of downtown. It has your classic American town square. Unfortunately, right now there's a lot of construction going on in that area, so we'll have to hold off on doing that. But there's a lot more to see on the north side, and we'll be doing that in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned a few things, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.